We're at the Magnolia Petal Accommodation, and Joe is about to plant.
Can you pronounce that? Schefflera taiwaniana. So we already have one in our garden. We planted it last spring, and it's doing just absolutely awesome. As a matter of fact, it's probably about that big with all the new growth that it put. Like, it put so much growth on just this year. So this one just arrived today. A buddy of mine picked it up on the mainland at a really cool exotic plant nursery in South Langley. And so this is probably one of the rarer and the hardier of the Schefflera. This is native to higher elevations of Taiwan. And it's a nice broadleaf evergreen plant. And they do like to grow in partial shade. So the one we have, and I don't think you can stream that far over. It's in the garden over there, and it's actually doing just amazing. The flush of fronds or leaves that came out this year was incredible. So really beautiful tropical plant. So what we did, we removed a super ugly cedar tree, which I absolutely hated. Wendy likes them.
Cylindrical cedar.
It looks like an Italian cypress.
It's the only one we had.
Thank God. Thank God. So anyway, this Fatsia bush, it's going to be right behind this Fatsia. And there actually used to be a big butia right where this Fatsia was. And in 2008, when we had the bad freeze, the butia lost its center spear. So I ripped it out. And I put this seedling size Fatsia in, and now it's big. And in front of it's a large leaf magnolia. And now we're going to have a Schefflera. So actually Wendy made the garden a little bit smaller and made the pathway a little bit wider. So this is dappled light in here for sure.
This sort of goes around the little art gallery. So,
this is Gallery 59.
Yeah, there's a path through here. So we made the path a bit wider when we took the cylindrical out. And yeah, we're gonna put it in here. It'll look nice. Hey, you know, when the Fatsia loses bottom leaves a bit more too,
if it does,
open it up. Yeah, it probably won't because they're sprouting.
No, they don't lose them here. Look at all the new growth. So anyway, $5 hole for a $1 plant. So got some really good topsoil. I dug out the hole, and where the butia was, there actually was really good soil, and the butia roots had rotted down over the past 13 years.
I'm just gonna turn this.
You see that okay?
Yeah, I'm just turning it.
I'm going to water it, so make sure you water it well.
So I can see you.
I might even hit it with some 5-15-5 root booster.
So
water that down. Well draining soil.
This sort of gets like partial shade, mottled sunlight. Like it's a beautiful location for it.
So this is a Monrovia plant, a 2-gallon. That's a 2-gallon. It looks like a 2-gallon pot size. Maybe no, it's a little bigger. Maybe a 3-gallon. Okay, so bring it out carefully. Hang on. Remove this here, and then we're going to take this out very carefully without breaking.
You have 3 people watching you.
Look at this. So this is
it's beautiful.
Schefflera taiwaniana going in the ground here at Gallery 59. I'm going to loosen up the roots a little bit. Just
reconnect. I did. I'm trying to video and do live stream at the same time.
Oh, are you?
Here I am videoing this and trying to do live stream at the same time.
She's trying to...
Hello everyone.
Okay.
Happy Friday. It's Friday. Woo!
Friday.
So our favorite time of the week and beautiful weekend. We have really nice weather here today.
It's supposed to be really...
Oh, that's beautiful, Joe.
That's a really nice plant.
That's going to look nice.
So anyway, Scotty brought this over. He dropped it off today because Scotty was over on the mainland, and it actually goes really well there, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Goes
it's perfect.
good with the Fatsia.
Yeah, it looks great.
And they'll grow, you know, at least, I mean, like I said, I've seen them like close 15 feet tall here on Salt Spring Island.
You know what I'll do? After I'll go over to the other one and I'll see if I can get there without live stream. But I can put the other one in the other video because the other one's totally new flesh coming out. It's just loves it. Yeah.
And fully winter hardy here, which is nice. So Delavii is another one. We went and visited the palm garden last Monday. Jeff's got one in his garden up against the wall of Delavii. It's got bigger leaves on it, so umbrella plant. But they're pretty tropical looking, aren't they?
Oh, they are. Yeah,
look awesome.
really pretty.
It looks like it should be a house plant, really. So look up the hardiness zones on it. Not too exactly sure what they are, but I know they're pretty hardy. So you know what? It's worth a try if you can find one, but I don't think they're always available at the nursery. There we go. A little bit more soil around, then I'm going to water it, and it's good to go.
Okay. I can water it.
What's that?
I can water it.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, Phil. Phil from Cloverdale.
That's just
Yeah, I'll water for you. And then you can take over the live stream.
I think that's going to grow
Okay.
really well there. Like lots of good soil around it.
Yeah,
Okay, a little bit more here.
really nice.
Look at that, how nice it is.
Beautiful.
I'm liking it. It's like a little jungle in here.
It is.
And it's good day to plant this. It doesn't get any better.
Sort of like a nice, it's a nice pathway through there.
It is.
Around it's around the little,
Ho Chi Minh Trail, right?
yeah, around our little gallery. That's our gallery 59.
That's
So
your
it kind of,
gallery. We should actually open it this weekend.
I think I will.
Open the nursery.
I'm raking out the courtyard, so cleaning it up. And we have Jeff and Cheryl coming
They might
to
be coming
visit
over.
maybe tomorrow to see
Yeah.
the gardens.
Well, they're gonna
And
see salt for the
Jeff
markets on, too.
that's who we visited last week to see his beautiful gardens in Victoria.
I'm gonna clean my hands anyway.
Okay, I can do.
I got it. My hands are muddy. There we go. I mean, I did soak down the hole.
Yeah,
Look at that. So that is the
Really
perfect
nice.
spot. And I think it's going to do really, really well there. Wow. Awesome. It looks like it belongs, right?
oh, it does. Perfect spot.
Goes good with the fatsia.
It does.
It's like your
perfect.
brother and sister. There we go. And you got a little fern to plant. Do you want me to plant
Here,
that
Joe.
fern in here?
Yeah, sure.
plant
Forward, just right there? Yeah,
right here.
totally.
This fern?
It
Oh,
needs-
no, I think it's just a native fern.
No, you know what? That one wasn't.
It wasn't?
No,
Look,
not a native
Oh,
fern.
really?
No, it was one I bought, but
Yeah,
it
she
wasn't
bought-
doing very well because it was so dry.
I know. Okay. So it's not a native fern. Let's see. There we go. I'm thinking. Oh, you got one of these things in here too.
What is that?
That's that Daphne, that wild Daphne.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I wanted that to. And then I had the, I think we dug it out with
What?
the white, what was that ground cover? Wood rough? No, it wasn't wood
Sheet
rough.
wood
I had another one. Anyway, I can put more back in there
Well, I think that's
later.
as good as this is going to get.
It looks great.
I don't think it's going to get any better than that. There. Oh, beauty. See, that's a good day. Come home from work and plant an exotic. 'Cause we love exotics. There you go. So there's your live stream today, folks.
Do it.
And you know what? You got some
Oh,
pot too.
here. Oh, it just ended.
Can we actually
Hold
find?
on. Just here, take it. You have to hit it. Just watch where's the house.
Hang on.
Oopsie. Okay.
I think it's streaming. Okay, I got to put this shovel back.
I can do it.
Okay. All right, guys. Done deal. Schefflera is planted. I want to show you something really cool, and I probably showed it to you before, is the Abutilon, the flowering maple. All right, so spin this baby around. And this is a really cool plant you guys should be trying in your own garden. This one's quite tall now. There's the top of the tree up there, and it's full of flower buds. So this is an evergreen maple, okay? A subtropical tree, which is really cool, but it flowers profusely. They're not fragrant. They're kind of all show and no go, but they are really nice. And look at the flower blossoms on here. So I planted this one years ago. I got it as a small plant from a longtime islander about 20 years ago now. And it does really well here. It did very poorly where we used to have it, growing in very poor, rocky, dry soil at the front of the house along the driveway. And then we punched in a new driveway, and we had to dig this out when it was small. So we put it here, and it's taken off, and it's growing beside a Trachycarpus palm. So Abutilon, or flowering maple. And it's actually not in the Acer family. Like I say, it's Abutilon. So now what I'm going to do, if I can get in here without the thing dying, the stream, there's a Schefflera. Actually, it might even be bigger. I think the one we planted last year is bigger. Let's go back this way. Max Lax, hello. Hello, Bastar. Does every type of Schefflera species resist? No, they don't. Sorry. You need to try Schefflera delavii and Schefflera taiwaniana. Those are the hardiest Scheffleras. Taiwaniana is probably one of the more rare of the hardier ones, and DeLavii has bigger leaves on it. So look those up. Hardy Schefflera plants. All the other ones are pretty darn tropical. Even though these look tropical, they are native to high up in Taiwan. And if you can't grow Schefflera, you could try Fatsia. So Fatsia japonica is there. We have a lot of Fatsia. And this is the variegated Fatsia. And it looks really tropical because it's got massive leaves on it. And it grows like a weed in very poor dry soil. Now, Wendy's been improving the soil over the years because I bring home lots of grass clippings from work and leaves and stuff like that. Especially in the fall, lots of leaves we suck up from the parks and the lawnmower shredded, and she spreads them around the garden. So she's been improving the soil here because it is actually very poor and rocky and dry. So it's amazing that anything can actually grow here besides arbutus trees, right? The native arbutus trees are everywhere. They're towering. They're all above us. And those are also broadleaf evergreens. Another one over there. And then there's more over here. And there's a bunch of big ones in the front. There's another one out there. They're all over the place. They look like eucalyptus, but they're not. They're not even related. Oh, hang on. Gotta unhook her hose here. Anyway, it's a beautiful day and a nice day to be in the garden. And it is a Friday, which is awesome. I get a few days off next week, and I'm looking forward to it. And then there's another Fatsia, which I've showed you before. Like, I planted these guys when they were really tiny, and they can take a lot of neglect. And you look at the leaves on those, you figure they'd want a lot of water because they really look tropical, but they can get by with very little summer water. Now, when it gets really dry out, sometimes they tend to lose a few leaves here and there. Hey, you're in there, Space Banjo. Good to see you in there. So try a Fatsia japonica, and I know people in colder climates like to grow them and put them in a sheltered spot, and if they freeze down and you mulch them, often they will come back again, right? So they're pretty tough, kind of like a cordyline, but Fatsia is definitely more cold hardy than a cordyline. And the cordyline's been suffering in the dry weather here. Not many people, no, not too many people in here. Wendy just wanted to show you guys the plant we just put in there, the Schefflera. So, but you can see the cordylines there, some of them, and there's more over there beside the tiki hut. They really suffered it. We have not had a lot of rain. And the problem is these big trees, you know, so when you're gardening around big trees, it creates a real problem because the roots from those trees have infiltrated that garden, which is not good. Look at the boxwood. It's already crispy dead. That's one she transplanted there a while back from Scotty's. So well, I don't know if it is totally dead. It might still have some life in it, but the needle palm, I got to water that lots. And after I do this live stream, I'm going to actually hit it with some H2O. But the yuccas are okay. And cordylines you figure should be, but they even suffer here. It gets so dry. The ones with more water are perfectly green. So this one looks better, obviously. Maybe it's got more water in it, right? These ones here, maybe not as much water. These ones here, a little bit better. And then we got some yucca out here, Yucca gigantea, on the outside of the fence. And out here we have some camarops. And the camarops I have to water too. There's one over there and there's one over there. And that's another nice palm to try is Camarops humilis, right? So anyway, here's one of our needle palms, Rhipidophyllum hystrix. And, you know, Wendy likes it here. I was thinking maybe I should move it because it is just so dry here. And, but, you know, it is green. And it does grow at a slow rate this far north, but it is happy. It's a happy needle palm. And I love needle palms. They're one of my favorites. Now, you know, this is one of the most cold hardy palms on the face of the earth. So if you're living in a colder climate, definitely try needle palm. If this is all I could grow, I would be happy because I love those as much as Trachycarpus palms and Sable minor. And I love Sable minor. So I'll try to get down to the front of the house here. And I'm trying to figure out what type of agave this is here. Anybody know what type of agave that is? It's growing really good. And I think it even has some offsets. There's an offset there. And it's pretty wicked. It's pretty sharp spines along the edge of it, but it looks different than that one. I think it's different than that one. I'm pretty sure it is. You can see that? There's one there. And then we all know there's one here. That is Agave americana, right? So, and it's got lots of offsets on it as well. Very poor soil. So anyway, when I was at my friend's place on Monday, and we've always thought he was growing Brahia armata, He's got Brahia edulis, and when the bluer one, we always thought was Armada, but actually, when I posted a pic of it in one of my groups, Axel from Hawaii said it is Brahia clara, which can stand our wet, cool winters. That's Brahia armata. Now that I look at it, completely different, and you can see the spotted frond on that one that's going to have to be cut off. So that is Brahia armata, pure Brahia armata, and he actually has Brahia clara, and I looked it up. My yucca baccata are 3 different soil, well draining, slightly. Oh, cool. Well, yucca baccata, datiel yucca, I think that's the common name, is a very nice yucca, and I think it will do very well for you there. It's a beautiful yucca, and that's one we don't have. But you know, I remember selling them before when I worked in the nursery trade. I worked at a nursery here for many years, a big nursery. The nursery's still there, and we sold datiel yucca. And you know what? I never bought one. I should have bought a datiel yucca. So if I can find one, and you know another one that's on my list is yucca rostrata. Yeah, I should. It'll work here. I've seen them in gardens. They're not a problem. There's some big yucca rostrata around here too. And you know what? There's another abutilon blooming down here too. I'll show you something. I will show you abutilon, and this one I recently planted, and I still have not planted this oleander. There's one with a pink flower on it. So that's a abutilon, and the one out back is a abutilon, but the one out back's got kind of the mauve flowers. I have an eBay listing, chips from Ontario. Oh, cool. Right on. I would love to get a plant at my age. Benjamin, I'm 57. I don't know if I want to grow a yucca from seed. I've grown yuccas from seeds before. I've grown yucca brevifolia. And I've grown yucca elata. I haven't grown yucca rostrata, but you know, I had my chance to get a yucca rostrata, and I procrastinated, and I never got the yucca rostrata. It was at a Palm Society luau/barbecue, and well, he had some there, and I said, well, you know, maybe another time I'll get one. Of course, they all sold, and he never got any more yucca rostrata in. So I'm going to go sit down here where it's comfy. Okay, and this guy really dried out the other day too, so I have to water it more. This kumquat, the poor thing, all the leaves were droopy. Who knows when? Yeah, that would be cool. I'd have to trade you something. Somebody sends me something, I will send something back. This guy dries out too. I think I'm going to have to put this in the ground. So what I did the other day when I shot the video, there was needle palms in this pot that those date palms are in. Took the needle palm out, one needle palm, put the date palms into that pot, and then put the needle palm in the garden. So I'm going to show you here if you can see it right there. There's the needle palm. There's the new garden with a needle palm in it, and there's some that have been in there several years down below right there. Those are needle palms too, right in front of that tiki, and that's the latest one that I planted. You know what else I planted around it, which is kind of cool? I planted Camarops humilis volcano that I grew from seed. I put 3 seedlings of those around, and I put some sable minor around it too. So I'm giving you a good view here of the tree fern. Oh, I should show you something else too. See that tree right there? Where are we? Right there. That tree right there. That's a tanbark oak, right? And the new growth on it is absolutely beautiful. The one that's growing up above it is a bay tree, Bay Lauroloris nobilis. But this one here, the growth on it is quite nice. So this is an evergreen tanbark oak, and there's a little butterfly cruising around there. It's kind of cool. I love this tree. My buddy actually grew this from seed, acorn type, and he gave it to me years ago, and I planted it as a seedling. So that's the new growth on it. It does very well here. Very well. Oh, let's go check out the chainsaw trachycarpus palm. Let's go check it out. So yesterday, I did the deed, and I cut the top off of the other trachycarpus I transplanted a couple years ago because I didn't really feel a center spear on it. So I cut it off, so let's hope it's still some life in it, and it will grow. Here's the strawberry trees coming back now. Look at this. Coming back full force. These are the Arbutus unido trees they cut down. These guys were 20 feet tall. You want to... What's that? I didn't see that. I missed that. The sun was sitting on here. So... So anyway, it's coming back, and thank God there's no deer in here, because if deer were in here, they would eat all of this new growth off here, right? So this is all the new growth. Hey, Yeah, it's not really a lot of people in the stream, but that's okay. I just do this for fun anyway. And actually, I see a bud coming off of that skinny one too. So anyway, the one that they cut, I have to show you, and I got to keep these small because they're going to get big. The hardy citrus looks like it's sending out growth. The slug's reading that. I moved it up here, and the Camadoria Microspade X is finally doing something. Thank God. You know, this is a good spot. I just got to make sure to keep it watered. And this is the chainsaw Trachycarpus palm. So chainsaw Trachycarpus palm is looking like this, and I'm sure hoping the one that I cut yesterday is going to do the same thing. So if there's life in the Trachycarpus palm, when you cut the top off of it, you go down to some nice not non-rotted tissue, it will do this. And so look at this. So we got this spear here, and then we have another spear right down here. You see that? So it's coming. So it may look like a palm tree sometime in June, I'm guessing, right? That frond's going to be open. I mean, they ran the chainsaw through that, and that's where they cut it with a chainsaw. And it's a shame that they had to do that. It really sucks. I would have done it. If I was going to cut this eucalyptus tree down, I would have never cut the palm tree. Swung the chainsaw around, and he cut the fronds off of that, and he cut some fronds off of that, and then he cut the top of the fronds off of that. You can see they're all ripped apart from the chainsaw. This guy's growing. This is a pretty rare plant. This is like an Aurelia type plant. Sable miner seed appears the property of those famous. Well, if you send me some, I would send you some right back. So if somebody sends me seed, I will send some seed back for sure. But you know what? I find that U.S. Customs is getting really sticky now because the seedlings that I sent to Palms USA actually got confiscated, which really sucks. Like, that's happened a few times. Like, I remember sending some bigger specimens to a guy in Texas once, and they took the palms out, which really was awful. And you know what they do when they take them out? They just burn them, right? They incinerate the things, which really sucks. Or maybe they're dishonest and they take them home and plant them in their own garden. So anyway, there's the try FedEx. Yeah, maybe FedEx would be better, I'm guessing. I mean, I ship all my tikis FedEx. I don't think I've ever shipped palms FedEx though. But you know what? Yeah, that might be better. Well, you know, I want to ship to, because a lot of my customers are in the States, and I like to ship to the States, but I want to show you something here. And, okay, so this is the eucalyptus they cut down. Look at the cracks in it, right? A lot of sounds like something. Let's just see. Where is it? Oh, right here. Where is the growth? I just saw it, and now I can't see it. This thing is starting to sprout, slowly but surely. And I hope I didn't. Oh, yeah, right there. I don't know if you can see that. So let's zoom in right there. See that little green sprout? That is the start of the eucalyptus growth. Let's see if there's anything else showing on it. Nope. That's the first one. So we'll keep you updated on this thing when it starts to regrow back. Because once they start to grow, they grow like gangbusters, right? Like that strawberry tree over there. I mean, they were beautiful, and it sucks. The reason they cut those down is because they had to drop this eucalyptus tree. Right, and this eucalyptus tree fell into those cedars over there. It was so big, and I'm glad it's down, and I'm glad the cedar tree over there is also cut down because it made a lot of shade in here. So anyway, I'm happy about this. I was really upset when that happened, but I'm so happy that it is growing back nicely. And we'll see. Like I say, by summertime, it might even look like a palm tree. Right now, it's kind of like a half-assed palm tree, and I don't like that they did cut the fronds off the side of that one because it changes the shape of it. It had really nice fronds off to the side. Brennan, I haven't seen him around for a while. Anyway, this one seems to be growing better now that the cedar tree is gone. I can hear Wendy watering. Anyway, I went over to check out Hal's bananas yesterday on the way home from work. And the red banana seems to be like it wants to push out some growth, but it seems to be stunted. Hey, Anthony. Anthony. Hey there. Hey, that's my oldest kid's middle name, Anthony. Well, there's probably still people watching that aren't coming in, so he could very well be watching too, right? So anyway, it is a nice day, and I'm glad it's the weekend. And like I say, 3 days off next weekend, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I like having days off, and I just have to figure out when I'm going to take more holidays. So I think next batch of holidays, I'm going to head over to the west coast of Vancouver Island and check some stuff out. We're going to go to Space Banjo, Bastar. I'm going to go to, we want to go over to Avatar Grove, and we'll shoot a video there. Avatar Grove is ancient trees that grow on the west coast in Port Renfrew. And we totally forgot to go there last time when we were there in September. So if we head over there July 2nd, I think we're going to go July 2nd. Canada Day is July 1st. And then, of course, 4th of July is a big celebration in the States. So ours is July 1st here. I don't know. Is there some on here? I guess I made some or Wendy made some. I probably made them. I don't remember. Maybe I made some last week if I streamed on here last week. So anyway, it's nice just sitting here at the back of the house. So anyway, Jeff, I think, is going to come out and visit our garden next week. He's been here a few times. So the garden I visited on Monday, Jeff, he lives in on southern Vancouver Island. He's got quite the collection of palm trees, but the ones that I really love are the Trachycarpus nova. So if you guys get a chance to find Trachycarpus nova seeds, get them, because he says they're the fastest growing Trachycarpus palm. Trachycarpus nova, he said, are extremely rapid growing, and they blow away Fortunae. Where's back? Every 3 seconds. So anyway, his Trachycarpus nova are about 20 feet tall. He grew them from seed, and when I was there, he gave me a seedling. He gave me a Trachycarpus nova cross Wagnerianus. And I ordered Washington Robusta seeds from Corn Mississippi, 10 minutes away from my house. Oh, you're lucky, man. So they'll get there fast. You know what? The mail is so flippin' slow. I'm so sick of the mail service. It totally sucks up here. You can tame him. He can be tamed. If anybody can do it, you can do it. You know what? I don't know. Hopefully the mail service in the States is better than here, because in Canada lately, because of the mandemic, I'm going to say mandemic, you know what I'm talking about. It's been really, really slow. Funny farm, the funny farm. Well, you know what? I think you should just let him in here. If he wants to come in here, give him a chance. Give the guy a chance. If he wants to chat in here and act normal, then it's not really a problem. If he doesn't want to, if he's not going to BS, then let him a chance. We need to move. We need more. There's actually a lot of Ontario palm growers. I live in the UK and would love to be. Oh, you live in the UK? My daughter lived in the UK for 4 years. She lived, I probably told you that if you didn't catch any of my other stream. My daughter, Samantha, lived in Taunton, in Somerset. And then she ended up moving down to South Cornwall. And where she lived in Taunton, there was actually a lot of palm trees and cordylines. But then she moved right by the seashore in South Cornwall. And South Cornwall is kind of like the Riviera of England, right? And so the promenade where she was lined with date palms. And she sent me pictures of these things, of these phoenix palms lining the promenade along the beach, and cordylines flipping everywhere in Cornwall. It's crazy when you think about it, because Cornwall is up there in latitude, right? 25 years. He actually lives in my county. If you look where the house, he actually. Cool. That's pretty awesome. Well, I would definitely be trying washies if I were you. Like I say, they're short term up here. These are long term. That's why everybody grows trackies. Trackies, it's like sables are the trackies of the South, right? So anyway, yeah, Anthony, my daughter loved England, and then she ended up moving back here a few years ago. Now she like I say, she was born and raised here on Salt Spring, and now she lives over on the Big Island. And the Big Island is Vancouver Island, right? And she loves it over there. She lives in a town called Chemainus, and she works for the schools, right? She does teaching and stuff like that. So anyway, here's another palm you guys want to try, and I've showed this before as well. This one is extremely cold hardy. Doesn't look like it would be cold hardy. Chamaedorea radicalis, right? Extremely tough plant. Never protect this plant. And it's been growing since 1997. Not the fastest growing palm, but they do flower here. You probably need 2 for seed. And they're native to high elevations, I think, of Mexico. So Chamaedorea radicalis and Chamaedorea microspadec. This one is recovering because, like I say, this is the 3rd time I moved it, and it is looking promising. There's growth there that never was before. This started coming out a couple weeks ago, and then these are the old fronds. But things are happening here. That's good. So we'll see what this looks like by end of summer. I just got to keep it really watered well. I've worked in a blueberry farm in Pemberton a couple of times. Oh, Pemberton, yeah. Last time I was in Pemberton was like 1974. Anyway, this palm right here, my buddy in Victoria has a huge one in his garden. It is absolutely beautiful. Been there since I planted my Camadoria. Seems hardy. The Camadoria are very hardy, so definitely worth the risk in cooler climates. And I like them. I think they look pretty cool. It just doesn't look like it belongs here. It does look tender, but it's super frost hardy. Even when we had that freeze in 2008, it just went right through it, not a problem. Isn't that crazy? And the ground mulch here is tree fern fronds, nice and moist underneath there. And I've never seen one of these things germinate in here, any of these spores. These get a lot of spores on them summertime. So the tree fern, I'm going to sit down. The tree fern at, what does that say? Trackies do better. Yeah, well, trackies do, yeah, the tree fern does look tropical. And remember, when you're planting a tree fern, if you live in a cooler climate, go for the Dicksoni antarctica, fibrosa or sclerosa. And you can see the new flush now. You know, there's lots coming out. And like I say, so by midsummer, those ones are going to be browning. Just depends how dry it gets. If it stays dry like this, they might even brown sooner. So last year's fronds are going to brown, and I'm going to cut those babies off. Oh yeah, there's some beautiful Trachycarpus palms in Georgia. My youngest son's best friend lives in Georgia. He lived on Salt Spring for 3 years, and he moved back to Georgia 2 summers ago. And my son and him live together down on the south end of Salt Spring. So my son goes down there to visit him in Georgia. He's been to Georgia twice now and loves it. He lives down south of Atlanta. Do you have intro video I can watch? Interesting to know more about you in this place. Yeah, well, you can watch our videos. This isn't my channel. This is actually my wife's channel. Okay, so my channel is Banana JSSI, and there's lots of videos on there if you want to see, different plants and things that grow here on our island and our coast and stuff like that. A stop had some close Florida, but not there. I rest stop had some close to. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been to Florida. I've been to Miami. I've never been to Georgia. That's the only farthest southeastern state I've been to. I'd like to go to Phoenix. Dactylifera is long-term here. If you keep it dry, there's a place in Henderson that used to have a huge deck. Cool. So Dactylifera is actually a pretty hardy palm. And the nice thing about Dactylifera, if they freeze down or somebody saws them off, they sucker back up, which is totally awesome. And I think Phoenix reclinata or sylvestris, maybe it's sylvestris, does that as well. But I know Phoenix Dactylifera produce offsets. And actually, I think they are sylvestris. The ones that are growing in Hawaii, in Waikiki and all over the place, you see offsets all over the base of the plants. But I have seen one get cut down. The big one they cut down at McKenna Beach has got offsets coming everywhere. It's like it was a self-seeded, beautiful date palm. I admired it every time I was there. And you know, the native plant people don't like that. They don't like plants that don't belong. So they come down and the parks guys chainsawed it down, but it is sprouting up everywhere. So hopefully one day soon I can go back to Hawaii and shoot a video of it. But I don't know when I'm going to be going back to Hawaii. I really don't know. I mean, this will be the second year that we're not there, which kind of sucks. But Dactylifera are actually pretty hardy. Barry had one up here. Palm Society member had a Phoenix Dactylifera for several years, and then I think a bad winter took it out. He kept it dry in the winter. He put like I think it was a 6 mil plastic tent over top of it, and it did really well. Hawaii does have a delicate. Yeah, Hawaii's pretty nice. Yeah, I need a big boat with a lot of fuel, or maybe just a. You know what I need? I need a sailboat with a big sail. Because to fly there from here, it's over 5 hours. So by boat, it's probably several days. I'm guessing probably 4 days by boat, maybe 5 days by boat. It's a long way. It's over 2,600 miles southwest of our islands. So it's a long way. But there are people that do actually sail to Hawaii from here, but I ain't one of them. There's the cruise ship goes, and but there's no cruises right now. Everything's kind of on hold because of what's going on, right? And it sucks. You know, I mean, it's life as usual here, but I know it's kind of changed the world. Anyway, these are supposedly Phoenix canariensis. These ones I grew from seed, and we do have a small one in the ground. But yeah, another short-term palm here. You get a bad winter, and they are done, unfortunately. Unless you maybe put some Christmas lights around them or something. I'm sure you could find a way to get there. Yeah, well, I do like to fly because it's fast. We fly. I've flown United. I've flown all different airlines. I think one of my favorite ones was Qantas, the Australian one, and Continental. That's a U.S. airline. Continental was a good one. Delta I've flown. And yeah, we kind of island hop to get to Maui. You know that? You got to go from our island to Vancouver Island to Sea Island. And Sea Island is where Vancouver Airport is. So, and then we go to Maui. So we go to 4 different islands. In order to get to Maui, we have to leave our island, Salt Spring Island. Then we go to Vancouver Island. Then we fly from Vancouver Island to Sea Island, which is where YVR is. And then we fly from YVR on Sea Island to Maui, to Kailui. So it's island hopping. Isn't that crazy? It is. You know, I thought about that the first time I went to Maui. I said, man, we're island hopping here. You know, maybe they'll just build a bridge to Maui. That'd be a lot better, wouldn't it? The longest bridge in the world. Wouldn't that be